you've all heard that saying, it's just like riding a bike. A skill once learned and never forgotten. But what if you never had the opportunity to learn in the first place? What if where you're from only boys were allowed to ride bikes, or your family couldn't afford a bike, or your country was dealing with conflict so cycling just wasn't possible? My name is Sophie Fisher and I'm the founder and director of Girls on Bikes, a free learn to cycle program for migrant and refugee women in the Canberra community and surrounding regions. We use cycling to promote independence, mobility, fitness, strength and a sense of community. Over a 5-week program, our participants learn at their own pace in a safe and supportive environment run by women for women. There are certainly moments of frustration because actually balancing on a bike and learning to pedal as an adult is not a very natural movement. But there's also a lot of laughter, encouragement, and cheers just erupt through the tennis court when a woman who's been working on it for weeks finally gets her second foot up onto the pedal. At the end of the program, every participant gets a free bike and helmet donated by the community, sorry. So for some of our participants, cycling becomes their primary means of transport. For some, it's something that they can finally do with their families or teach their children. For many, it's the only thing in their life that they're actually doing for themselves. And for a few of them who are newly settled in Canberra, our community becomes one of their first here. And we really try to strengthen that community through our monthly social rides, and we encourage our participants to come back and undertake a coaching accreditation course so that they can actually lead the program. So here are a few of our participants here. What's now a really beautiful community started as a what if idea. I was volunteering at a community organisation, and some of the migrant and refugee women there mentioned that they had never had a bike and never learnt to ride. So I thought, like, how difficult could it be to teach adults how to ride? Spoiler, it's actually a lot more difficult than I anticipated. But I didn't know that at the time, so I applied for a great small grant through YWCA Canberra, and then when I was successful I thought, oh shit, now I've got to make this happen. And I was genuinely concerned that I'd just bitten off more than I could chew, or that my idea would just fail spectacularly. But what I lacked in, I suppose, skills and expertise, I made up for in drive and passion to want to make it happen. And I found that once I kind of got over my pride and shared my idea with others, they were really keen to support, so that was fantastic. And our first year in 2017, we had 10 women undertake the program. I think there was maybe like one Scundy, and my Holden Barina took a bit of a beating as I tried to Tetris 4 bikes into the back of it. But at the end of the day, it was a real success. And what happened next was even better, and that was that the more of our participants who wanted to stay on and help with the program, the more women who wanted to volunteer, the bigger and better the program became. And I think that's the best thing that can happen to your great idea, is that other people see it and they love it and they just want to make it a bit of them and they want to make it better. So last year we ran the program for 24 women. This was one of the cohorts. And earlier this year we ran the program for 30 women, and we'll run the program for another 30 women next month. And we've just had 10 of our participants and volunteers do the coaching accreditation course. So when I was thinking about tonight and speaking, I was thinking about how there are some synergies between that feeling that I had when I had the idea and probably how our participants feel when they sign up and show up to our program. You're out of your comfort zone, you're not sure what to expect, you're exposing yourself to fail and to fall just in case something good can come from it. And I think that skill set is not just like riding a bike at all. It's not something that you learn and then you're just inherently good at it. It's something that you really have to challenge yourself and remind yourself to do all the time. And I'm sure you're going to feel very inspired hearing all these speeches tonight, but I encourage you to think about what perhaps your learning to ride or idea will be this year. And of course, if you do have a bicycle sitting in, there's no shame if it's sitting in your garage and you're not using it and you thought you would, please consider donating it to our program because we'll give it a new lease on life. Thank you very much.